Hello, everybody. We are without Jay Lee because he's got to work. But we got the two negras here, and we're gonna
Yeah.
make this thing work. Now,
Two darkest.
the two darkies. But mind you, there's only one of us that really knows anything about this topic to the point where they are an expert, and that would be me. No-
Yes, you are. You are.
I am the ultimate. Okay. I know everything. Consider me the male Candace Owens. I know it all.
Lord Negro.
Dumbly-doo. Okay. But
I don't know.
in all honesty, we got one from the military, 20-year veteran. If I had some applause, I'd play it for him.
All right.
Congratulations.
I don't need all that. I did
Hold
what I
on,
did.
hold on.
No.
Great stuff.
Don't do that.
Amazing man, wonderful guy, great character, stand-up dude, black. That trumps everything else I just said.
Oh man.
Even
I
if he
have
wasn't any of those things and he was black, he'd be all those things anyway.
I have my flaws, but I really try. I have moments.
Yeah, no
I have my
moments,
moment.
man.
I do have my moment. But it is what it is.
Hegseth said some stuff, and we got to get into it. Okay,
Let's go.
we got to get into it. We're gonna get a little recap since we sorry we missed you all on Monday, but things happen.
Let's go to live pictures right now. This is happening not too far from D.C. The president expected to speak momentarily. Right now, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth speaking to top military leaders there at Quantico, Virginia. It's a rare meeting, bringing all these people together in one spot. Let's listen in.
This also means grooming standards. No more beards, long hair, superficial individual expression. We're going to cut our hair, shave our beards, and adhere to standards. Because it's like the broken windows theory of policing. It's like when you let the small stuff go, the big stuff eventually goes. So you have to address the small stuff.
Facts.
This is on duty, in the field, and in the rear. If you want a beard, you can join special forces. If not, then shave. We don't have a military full of Nordic pagans. But unfortunately, we have had leaders who either refuse to call BS and enforce standards, or leaders who felt like they were not allowed to enforce standards.
Whoop. Okay, let's start there.
Mm-hmm.
Let us start there. Now, the biggest contention I've heard, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because you're one of them, one of the people I'm going to bring this up about, is that black people can't be shaving because we got ingrown hairs and them things and razor bumps and stuff. That has now been seen. His statement is now taken as racism, but hidden racism, because he's telling black people especially that you cannot serve in the military because beards. Thoughts?
Well, when it comes to the black people not shaving with the razor bumps, that does happen. That is a thing. And I think it's a case by case, because it's always been case by case. Because when I was in, not every black guy that got razor bumps received a shaving profile. It just depends on the extent of the bumping down there. If it starts becoming keloids or it starts pussing or getting infected, yes, you get a shaving profile that says you do not have to shave until all that clears up. So it's not racist. It's a standard that's always been there. But again, people start taking advantage of the no shaving stuff. And these doctors and these medics were just giving out these profiles to any guy that had bumps. So now everybody was just going to say, oh, I got razor bumps. And now everybody's growing a beard out. So you need to wind it down a little bit and take it case by case.
Okay, so let me ask the other question, and I'll be drilling you a lot on this one, okay? Just so you know. To his point about standards on the small things, did you or would you have ever affiliated the idea of a free and open, do whatever you want military to poor performance?
Would I attribute that to poor performance? Yes. Because, when I was in, especially my first, let's say 12 years, global war and terror, there was a high standard you had to meet. And then when I was a drill sergeant, you kind of saw the leniency kind of come into the training aspect of it, the training and doctrine aspect of it. And we were just passing people just to pass people in some cases. Some fat kid couldn't pass his PT test. You'll have drill sergeants over there writing it off because there wasn't a standard. It was all about numbers. So I truly believe in, if you can't meet the standard, you got to go. If you can't run 2 miles in a certain amount of time, if you can't do a certain amount of push-ups, if you can't qualify with your rifle, you got to go. It's no more. We're just gonna look past that for numbers. If you don't make it, just like a football team, guess what? You get cut.
That's a good analogy with the football team, especially because I think we have standards there too. Even with the football team, if you have long hair, it is now okay to grab it and yank you to the floor. So if you don't want to get yanked to the floor, then you cut your hair. I guess for me, there seems to be the outrage for me seems to be coming more from people that don't really have any vested interest in the military. They don't really care about what really takes place in the military. It has become superficial. You don't want me to look a certain way because I'm black, but they also complain that the military is recruiting impoverished people, and they shouldn't. And most of the impoverished people are black, and they shouldn't sign up. So if you shouldn't sign up for the military because the military hates you, and what is your problem with the military saying that you shouldn't join because you shouldn't grow a beard? If I guess if you don't like the military, then it won't matter to you because you're not going to join.
Yep.
If you have flat feet, you can't join the military.
Yep.
If you got certain ailments, you can't join the military. The same thing with the beard situation. If you can't shave your beard because you got an ailment underneath then you can't join the military. How I don't get where the issue is coming in here. Then don't join. Do something else.
Yeah, it's wokeism. When woke entered the military, this is where all this came from. Because when I was towards the end of my career, you kind of started to see it trickle in, but we still had a standard. And plus, I was an infantryman, so a lot of this talk about racism and it only affects black people and all this other stuff, that's usually coming from the soft skills side of the house. Most infantrymen, most infantry units, combat arms, special operations, all the door kicker units, we understood that. We understood if you were told to shave, you will shave. No questions asked. If you're told to cut your hair, you will cut your hair because we had a standard. So a lot of the people complaining and just boo-hoo crying about what he's saying are from a softer skill side of the military, soft skill, what we like to call it.
But to his point, he said if you want to grow a beard, special forces.
Yeah. And the thing with special operations, the only time they really grow beards is when they're deployed.
It's for deployment.
Yeah. In garrison, a lot of these guys are clean shaven, or if they're prepping for a mission, you'll see them walking around with beards because they're prepping for a deployment. So a certain amount of time before the deployment, you'll start to see them grow out beards. But every Green Beret that I knew, Fort Bragg, everywhere else, when they weren't on a deployment cycle, they were clean shaven.
There you go.
Both are unacceptable. And that's why today at my direction, the era of unprofessional appearance is over. No more beardos. The era of rampant and ridiculous shaving profiles is done.
Exactly.
Simply put, if you do not meet the male level physical standards for combat positions, cannot pass a PT test, or don't want to shave and look professional, it's time for a new position or a new profession. I sincerely appreciate the proactive efforts the secretaries have already taken in some of those areas, service secretaries. And these directives are intended to simply accelerate those efforts. On the topic of standards, allow me a few words to talk about toxic leaders. Upholding and demanding high standards is not toxic.
Look, I'm going to say it. I'm glad somebody's finally saying the quiet part out loud, bro.
Yep.
I am. Like, we have become such a sissified, soft, weak, childish society that you can't say nothing without somebody getting their feelings hurt, and the feelings trump fact. I'm sick and tired of y'all. Like, I can't stand the best bone in your body. If you are that person that words hurt you to the point where you got to get volatile. I hope somebody wakes up every day upsetting you verbally. I really do. Because the mindset that you have to have, the childish, weak, and infantile mindset you got to have in order to be offended by words to the point where you lose your conscience, you are, look, something mentally wrong with you, and you need to be put away somewhere in a quiet room by yourself.
Yep.
The military definitely ain't no place for you. You couldn't make it in the locker room. Okay, I'd never been in the military. I've only been in the locker room. And let me tell y'all something. The locker room ain't no safe space. At least it didn't used to be. You can't walk in there with even a partially bad haircut. You got something funky on your toe. Anything wrong with you, any anomaly, it's fair game. You walk into a locker room soft, you're gonna leave that locker room no longer that way. You're gonna walk out with some thick skin. I think the military should be the same way. If you're going into the military, you're going in there to create a fighting mindset, because if you get captured, you can tell me if I'm wrong, if you get captured, your constitution has to be that you won't betray the trust of your infantry by being a snitch. People today with these standards, they be snitching all day.
Yep.
I'll cut your beard. I'll tell everything you want to know.
and the thing is, all these people complaining understood what they were signing up for when they signed that contract and took that oath. You cannot compare the military to what's happening on the outside. And that's what happened. We took the military, which was its own world, pretty much its own country. Let's say that. And then we try to take the United States, the populace outside, and we try to do this. Even though we're bringing people from the outside in, the people that come in understand that they have to adapt to the way things are. That means all that stuff you did out there, you're no longer allowed to do in here to an extent. So what they try to do, they try to just let them come in, and anything you did out there, you keep doing it. You want to complain about everything, go ahead. And then there's no standard. Everything is racism. Everything is gay. Everything is LBGTQRSLMNOPWXYZ. You know, that was the military's focus. What the Secretary of War is doing, he's getting back to where the army that I came into, or the military, was the war-fighting army. All that other stuff, forget about it. You want to talk wokeism? Wait till you get out. Go talk about it. You want to grow a beard? Go and get out. Go talk about it. But while you're here, these are the standards you're going to abide by. If you don't like it, kick rocks.
The oath of enlistment is as follows. I, your name, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to the regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. When you sign up, if you can't fulfill that, don't swear it. Don't sign up. Oath of office. I, name, having been appointed as an officer in the military branch that you're in of the United States, as indicated above in the grade of whatever your grade was, do solemnly swear that I will support, defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. You ain't gonna use no cop-out. In other words, I'm not gonna say, well, I didn't know I had to. No, you're making this decision. This decision is yours and yours alone, and you're held responsible for everything that takes place after. That's what that means. And I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter. So help me God. Listen here. People take this joining the military thing lightly. It is not a light oath. It should never be taken as a light oath. People saying, well, I joined the military because I'm broke. That's not a reason to join the military. Nope. It might be a perk, but the reasons to join the military has to go deeper than that. It has to be a dedication to what the purposes of the military is, and you better go in there aware. that regardless of which president's behind the Oval Office desk, that you have to obey what they and your officers say. Now, I wasn't pro-jab, never will be, but I do understand that there are people that signed up to locations that you had to do certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Jobs, people lost jobs because of it. I understand, and some people were unreasonable. I get that, which is why part of picking where you are is important, to look into every aspect of it, especially the military. They don't play that game. At least they shouldn't.
Yeah, and a lot of guys that don't really pay attention to the oath, because I remember taking my first oath. It was in LA MEPS, and I was 19 years old, man. I just raised my hand, said it. I didn't really understand it at that time. I just knew I was taking an oath, and so help me God. So a lot of these kids and these people that like to complain don't really take the oath serious. They don't take the military serious. They look at it as a job. They look at it as a regular 9-to-5, a way to get college money. And those guys usually don't last long. They wash out because, for one, they're undisciplined. They can't keep up a standard, and they just cannot adapt to the military. Even though they've been through the training, they get to their first unit and they just can't adapt. So they violate their oath the minute they stop following orders or questioning orders. You're already violating your oath at that time.
Period.
And they need to be stricter about that. Now, for me, as I moved up in the ranks, senior ranks, of course I was going to question stuff. Doesn't mean I didn't do it, but I was at the level to where, hey, wait a minute, that doesn't make no sense, type of guy. But the military is going to start cracking down on that. You know what I mean? Guys that don't follow orders, guys who talk back, they're really going to hammer down on that stuff to show these people that this won't be tolerated. We're military training for war. And if you don't want to abide by the rules, again, kick rocks.
As I believe, as they should.
Enforcing high standards, not toxic leadership. Leading warfighters toward the goals of high, gender-neutral, and uncompromising standards in order to forge a cohesive, formidable, and lethal Department of War is not toxic. It is our duty, consistent with our constitutional oath. Real toxic leadership is endangering subordinates with low standards.
There you go.
Real toxic leadership is promoting people based on immutable characteristics or quotas instead of based on merit. Real toxic leadership is promoting destructive ideologies that are an anathema to the Constitution and the laws of nature and nature's God.
I'm going to try and say this as nicely as I can. The military has become a joke. To the world, especially when you have someone in high rank that's an overweight, mentally inept, mentally lost person thinking that he is a woman. When we've gotten to that point as military, you are performing in an episode of Family Guy at that point. Like you just became Quagmire's dad. I'm sorry. But how did we go from Patton to Pansy? I don't know how that happened, but that's what we did. I remember watching, you got to remember the name of the movie now.
Stripes?
No. Oh, gosh. And this dude's, the name of the movie evades me.
Who was in it?
But he was screaming at, "Did you ever, you private?" Then he starts goes off.
Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket. That's what it was. Yeah.
I love that movie.
Those days were long. We haven't seen those, and you can tell me, bro, if they were available when you were on your way out, or if you saw it going away before then.
I saw it going away when I was a drill sergeant. So I was a drill sergeant from 2010 to 2013. Around my end of second year, going into the third year, you saw the shift to where we used to do a thing called shark attack. And that means when the privates get off the bus, we on that butt. It's chaos. It's chaos. Then it was like, oh, well, shark attack sounds like you guys are hunting for blood. So Then we had to do integration different. We had to line them up, walk them in, say the speech. And so it started to shift. We couldn't curse anymore. We couldn't scream at them. We couldn't make them do a bunch of push-ups and smoke them like we used to. So a lot of that stuff just started to slowly change. And you saw it. And that was in 2012, going on 2013 when that started happening. And so you got to think around 2013, who was in office.
There you go.
There you go. And then you started to see the shift. So,
golly. Well, hopefully all that goes, at least for now. We only got 3 years to see if it'll work, but
I think it'll stay.
we'll see. We'll see.
Look, by that time, if they try to go back, it's going to be impossible to go back to.
I hope, man.
Yeah.
Look, I really do. I hope I really do.
Jefferson wrote in the Declaration of Independence. The definition of toxic has been turned upside down, and we're correcting that. That's why today, at my direction, we're undertaking a full review of the department's definitions of so-called toxic leadership, bullying, and hazing, to empower leaders to enforce standards without fear of
You've been listening to
Dang. Oh, that's good. That's what we just finished stating.
Yep.
That is good.
I mean, toxic leadership, that word started getting thrown around. I started hearing that, I don't know, 2012. And it was just a statement thrown around by disgruntled employees a lot of the time. Now, was there toxic leadership? Hell to the yes, there was toxic leadership that would abuse their power, do as I say, not as I do type of thing. They wouldn't meet standards, but they'd hold us to standards. That's considered toxic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as a leader, and you're above me, if you expect me to do X, Y, and Z to a standard, you should be able to do X, Y, and Z to the same standard. But a lot of that wasn't happening. So people were like, oh, that's some toxic stuff. We knew these guys were, you know, writing in their weapons qual. We knew these guys were writing in their PT tests. But God forbid we go out there and fail one. They'd be the first one to sign the papers to boot us out. So yes, there are toxic things, but because your feelings are hurt, it's not toxic.
We have this experience from people here. Okay, I want y'all to listen to this one.
Grooming standards. No more beards, long hair, superficial individual expression. We're going to cut our hair, shave our beards, and adhere to standards.
You know who else was really obsessed with beards and making sure that men didn't have beards? Peter the Great. And you know where else it failed? In Russia with Peter the Great.
Why are we talking about? Why are we talking about Peter the Great?
Oh,
and she's probably going to claim how much of a vet she is.
Let's see. Let's find out.
Like, he got so obsessed. So Peter the Great's whole thing was Westernization, right? They were in Russia, and Russia was constantly kind of going back and forth between, are we like Asia? Are we one of these kind of great Asian empires? Think the Ottomans, China, or are we going with the West? The West at the time in the late 1600s was kind of rising. They had been sort of the backwoods part of Eurasia.
In other words, she doesn't know what she's talking about, so she went into history.
Yeah.
That have nothing to do with the actual statement that she made initially. If you notice that she's long forgotten the beard thing. Okay. Ottoman Empire. She's going to talk about the fall of Rome next, probably in Alexandria. Well, let's see.
But now they're rising in sea power. They're becoming more powerful, of course, with like the quote discovery and conquest of the Americas, that sort of thing. And so Peter the Great comes in and goes, we're going with the West. We're gonna shift our focus this way because that seems to be the way of the future, which turns out was really smart.
What?
So hold on. So he was smart to do that, but the beards. That's where he went wrong?
Yes.
Okay.
But he also got really obsessed with just conforming to their like cultural standards, right? He did this whole tour of Europe and he came back and was like, we need to be completely European. We need to get rid of these other things that make us look in their eyes more barbaric. And one of those was beard.
Is that what he said? Or is that what you're saying?
That's what she's saying.
Is that what he said? I highly hear me out, and I'll look into it and I'll let you guys know by next week. But I highly doubt that Peter the Great went somewhere else and came back and said, we need to look less barbaric. Okay. Listen, those other countries hate looking at us. We're so barbaric. Oh my gosh, we gotta blend in. You think that's what he said?
No,
Oh.
but the whole thing with beards, right? Especially in the Middle East, having a beard is a respect thing, you know. And in that culture, in Islamic culture, having a beard, you get respect. So they grew the beard out to kind of, one, blend in. Two, it's the amount of respect they get. They respect somebody more with a beard than a clean shaven person.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that comes from. And then in Garrison, there's no use for it. So I doubt Peter the Great would say that, because even back then they understood beards. That's just the historical facts. The bigger your beard, the more powerful you are, or the more respect you gain.
Kind of like when a king had a rotund figure.
Mm-hmm.
It was a sign of opulence to be fat, because you ate well, and everybody else that was impoverished looked skinny.
Yeah. Same thing with a beard.
I mean,
you look at all ancient statues, historical figures from back then, ancient times, the Egyptians, the Greeks, the Romans. What do they all have?
Beards.
The only ones that didn't really have beards were a lot of philosophers, but even some of them had beards. So it was a status thing. So I doubt he'd said that. She's making it up.
Let's see what else you say.
It's important to understand that according to the Russian Orthodox Church, being clean shaven was blasphemous. Like, people believed that.
What does that have to do with it? Anyway,
that like a beard was a religious requirement. But Peter the Great's like, I don't care. I'm implementing a beard tax. Now, it was a graduated beard tax. Like, the peasants had to pay less. They only had to pay if they entered the city with a beard, and then the wealthy had to pay more. It was meant to be also a way to like gain revenue. It didn't really work that well. But he also deputized the police to like go and forcibly shave people's beards off if they refuse to pay the tax.
How does that apply to the military? Is Pete Hegseth doing that to the general population?
No.
Look, I really hate stupid individuals. I really do. And I do mean the word hate. I hate stupid people. When they start to add extra and conflate things that have no reference to each other just to make a point that actually you can't make, I consider you stupid. And the woman you just saw on your screen is one I would consider the poster child for stupid. You take somebody implementing something over the general population and conflating with somebody doing something for a very minute detail of people in the military. Yeah, you're mentally off. Like, you're stretching too far, and you don't even look like you do yoga.
And I was so confused just listening to her. I was like, where's she going?
Well, you see, back in 1842, when the conquistadors and the chickens that were running across the street and mud, we had a lot of eggs all over our face. And then we start to implement massages, and everything turned out great.
Yeah, just get on her. She was just reaching, man. These people hate the Trump administration so much that they will reach for anything to kind of tie it all together. Peter the Great. Oh, okay.
Peter Rabbit. The conquistadors. Don't forget the great exposition.
Leonidas.
Remember when 300 men with beards did what they had to do? No, not all of them had beards. I mean, only one, the leader. Everybody else was kind of clean shaven. I don't get it. I mean, I really don't understand it, but this is war we're talking about.
Yeah.
There are certain things that they want and are required by the military, not by America, by military, for certain things that needs to get done. And if you don't like it, then don't join. I don't go to a place where I'm applying to work and notice things I don't like and then demand that they change it before I join. Like they want me so badly that they're going to just change. No, they'll tell me like, bro, there's another spot down the street. You can go apply there, but we're not hiring to change nothing for you. Man, what?
That's the entitlement of the Americans. Feel so entitled, and it shows.
Yeah, that's like people coming onto this platform and trying to tell us how to run it. I love those people. They'll come in the comment section. One guy came in and said, that intro was way too long. We don't even need that. I'm like, oh, what, did you create it? Did you start this platform? Did I ask your opinion about the intro? If you don't like it, move the hell on. Ain't nobody asking your opinion, Sherlock. Like, literally no one cares about your opinion about that.
I think I replied to him. I said, yes, and we won't take that into consideration.
Well, we won't. We simply won't.
We're not going to take it into consideration.
Or you guys go for people too hard. Then don't come in here talking sideways, and you won't be one of those people that get lit up.
Don't do it.
Like what? Oh, look, we keep telling people that this platform's different. Just like the American military is going to be, we different. We're not going to just let you run rampant in the chat room and act a fool. We will catch you. And if we don't ban you straight out, we'll light you up first, then kick you out. So you can't even come back to clap back. That's how we're built here, because we're not playing that game with nobody. We are done with that game. We're not here to negotiate. We don't care about your opinion, especially if it's a stupid one. We're not here to try and have a conversation about inconsequential things. If you have a point that you can actually articulate and you can have a conversation, even if we disagree with it, bring it. But if you're going to come out here acting a fool and thinking that you can be tougher than us, you're looking at, okay, the 2 on the screen before you. And trust me, Lee is no slacker either. I just want people to understand that. I ain't saying Lee is slacker. But Lee will be the last to go after you. We will be the first. And by the time we're done, it'll be clean up on aisle 5. I just want you to know. You think you can go low if you're going to come in here side? We will go lower.
To the depths of hell.
All the way down, man. Like we have no off switch.
To the Hades.
So for the military, in conjunction with what we were saying, there are standards. And if you don't want it, don't join. If you can't hold up to it, don't join. But your complaining will only get you ostracized from it and removed. And that actually is better, very much better for the military. They don't need the weak. They need the constitutionally strong. They need the ones that have mental willpower, and they need the ones that will push through pain.
That's right.
That's a military, man. It used to be the case. Not anymore. But it's going back.
And the thing is, a lot of these people that are complaining, it's not, a lot of them are the first term. But you have a lot of people that have 10, 12, 15 years in and are complaining. If you hate it so much and you're complaining about it so much, why do you keep re-enlisting and doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it if you don't like the standards that much? Just get out. Save yourself the trouble. Save yourself the stress, the heartache, and the pain, and just go on and exit and go on and live your life. And let the people that want to follow the standards stay in.
It's amazing to me that there's so many that are upset about it. And in fact, you know what I want to do? I got to make some fun of it, because I think at some point we got to be super realistic, okay, super realistic
About the fat people.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Let me see if I find this one here. There's one guy I'm looking for in particular that said something so ridiculous.
Is it I Speak?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Oh man, that guy. And you know what kills me about this? What drives me crazy is that people that are serving currently active are getting online talking about someone in their chain of command, which is Secretary of War is in their chain of command, talking about them openly, not thinking anything's going to happen.
Let me see it right here. All right, good. I think I found one. This will be one of the ones that people are just absolutely upset. All right, this is one of those guys. Let me bring it up here for y'all.
No more beardos, according to the Secretary of War,
Daddy Pete Hegseth. Let's go.
No more beardos, according to the Secretary of War, Daddy Pete Hegseth. The Pentagon will cease granting permanent medical shaving exemptions and end most religious exemptions that have allowed some U.S. military troops to wear beards in uniform. All this from the Secretary of War, Hegseth. Hegseth issued a memo, and in this memo, he gives the Pentagon's military branches 60 days to construct plans for implementing the new grooming policies and about 90 days to enforce them. While Hegseth wrote in this memo that the new standards were not about appearance, but instead about survivability and mission execution, including the need to wear properly sealed protective mask in some environments. He also took aim at service members' appearance in Tuesday's speech, calling out fat troops and those with beards. No more beardos, he said. Never heard that term, but hey, let's go with it. He continues by saying the era of rampant and ridiculous shaving profiles is gone. He says if you don't want to shave and look professional, it's time to find a new position or a new profession. The memo issued Tuesday ends virtually all religious exemptions that have allowed some service members to wear beards, including Sikh, Norse pagan, and some Muslim troops. The policy also ends permanent shaving profiles for those who suffer from pseudofolliculitis barbae or razor bumps, and current troops with razor bump profiles can be granted shaving exemptions for up to 12 months, but they must also have a treatment plan. Those with permanent conditions will be considered for administrative separation, Hegseth wrote. Are you going to start shaving or are you going to get out of the military? Let me know what you think down in the comments and follow me so goose.
What was so bad about that? You know, with him saying all this, I'm just like, I agree with all of it. If you have a shaving profile, like I said, you get a certain amount of time to not shave.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to figure out how you're going to treat it. They take you through a treatment program. Now, if it becomes a medical issue, because whenever you're in the military, you get something wrong with you, they always think about how is this going to affect us in the field while on a deployment.
Mm-hmm.
Is that shaving profile going to be a problem if we're out there in the middle of Baghdad somewhere? If yes, now you're a liability.
Right.
So I agree with that. And if you're fat, just go.
Here's another one.
So the government is all but telling us that they only want straight white men in the military. And you know what? Okay. Let them have it. Listen, forgive me if I'm not super inclined to fight for this country. And if they're too cowardly with all the power behind them to just say, we don't want these people to do this thing. If they have to, well, if you got a beard, you gotta go. Or you're objectively fighting for a bunch of cowards. You shouldn't want to be there. Pack it up. Come home. And I said this once before. I'm gonna say it again. You gonna see them peoples again because they're not sending them abroad. They're sending them across the street. Come home.
This is the epitome of black retardation, and I'll say it. That's what this is. This individual. What is his name? His title is what? Sunris. Yeah, probably one of them pseudo-intellectual, can't think for himself, superpower black nigga kind of stupid stuff. That's probably this guy. You can tell from his face that the brain upstairs, it's a vacuous space. There is no real activity. It's pseudo activity. What did they call that?
Smooth brain?
No, a placebo effect for the brain. There is nothing really happening up there. Like, listen, you don't look in shape enough to be in the military.
Be even consider it.
Like, come on, you don't have the aptitude for it. You definitely look like you've been experimenting with the other side anyway. I mean, meaning you gay. You look gay. You talk gay. I think you gay. And I think the only military you'd ever join is if it goes behind bars so you can experiment some more with people like Diddy. That's the only thing I think you're looking forward to.
He looks like
all they want is straight white. You know, look, I'm black. You see down here? Look, I shave too. You know what I don't get? Razor bumps. Not everybody got bad skin like you that need aloe vera every time. And you always ashy. Some of us have good skin. Some black people have really nice skin, really good genes, and can shave and can grow big beards. Some of them can't. Just because you get razor bumps because you have bad genes, don't blame nobody else but your mama and your papa, if you know him.
And he looks like his chromosomes are running from each other.
Man, look.
His chromosomes.
Come on, man. Trying to get a straight white. Okay, here's the fact. The fact that you have to say they want the military straight and white proves to me that you might be gay and black.
Because he never talked about gays not being in the military.
Okay.
Not once. He never said that.
So there you go. Now, if you got a problem with the beard ideology, okay, cool. And you think, you can't join because you got an all black, like not all black people can grow a beard. This is the most I can do. That is it. I've been trying for 40 years to grow something. It ain't working. And it's not going to work. I can't do it.
I don't even try no more, man. I grow it like yours, except my mustache gets like
he gets that
Lorax
thing going on.
The Lorax thing. But yeah, he look at his beard. I guarantee if he shaved his beard, his chin would be all the way back here. No chin. He's like, oh, don't shave the beard. Yeah, you don't want nobody see your real face. See, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with my face.
Like how? What's the percentage of black men that get razor bumps? Much less the percentage of black men that want to join the military that get razor bumps.
Not many.
And what percentage of them would be fine with getting a treatment plan to get rid of razor bumps? If I'm listen to me, if I'm joining the military for all kinds of things, and the military offers me a treatment plan to get rid of my razor bumps, bro, I'm taking that. Oh, what? What? Oh yeah, sign me up. Give me whatever treatment you can give me to get rid of razor bumps, and it'll do it. Sign me up.
And you know what a treatment is? Could be laser removal. Laser, you just kill the cells in there.
Yeah. Hey, there are tons of options.
They just want to complain.
I just don't think it has anything to do with your race. But if you make it about race, then don't join. If you think the military is racist, don't join and confirm it. That way we don't have any racists like yourself in the military. You see how that works?
Didn't Coy say in the Marines he got razor bumps? He had to get shaving profile? Coy's white. And he got them. So it's not a black thing, because there was a lot of white dudes that got razor bumps from shaving. Bad, too.
There you go.
Yeah. He
white. He old and white. he old crotchety and white. You know? So this whole thing is absolutely ridiculous. They're just trying to be hurt for no reason because they like being hurt. They like being heard as though they're hurt. Everything is the oppression Olympics. We said this before. Everybody trying to outdo the next person about who's been offended the most. I got offended yesterday. Oh no, well, I got offended 2 days ago. Oh well, 5 days ago was me. Someone walks in. Oh yeah, I've been offended for a whole year. What are you gonna do about it?
I'm double offended. I'm so offended. I forgot why I'm offended. I just come up with another way to be offended. Just stack them on, buddy.
Don't you wish you were offended like me?
Yeah. You don't see these kind of complaints in other armies. I've trained with a lot of different militaries, and like they complain about our standards and the American military. Go to the Rock Army in South Korea. Why? Look how they operate, man. They don't play over there. We're nice. Our military is nice. They're not. They better be grateful for what they have.
Of the 27 years I did hair for military, I saw one man that had a shaving waiver.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
It is not as pervasive as one would like to think. It really isn't. But you know what was pervasive? The overabundance of people just doing willy-nilly whatever they wanted. And to his point, when you allow stupid small things to just be happening because of no discipline, it's the same with kids. Same with kids. If you allow a child to call a parent by the first name, disrespectful. Guaranteed they're going to push that to the nth degree. You find a child that's been raised with yes, ma'am, no, sir, yes, sir, no, ma'am. The odds of them stepping out of line goes way down. Why? The small things matter.
Yep.
Small things. You know, and me having pressed my pleats were, if I wore pants, I had to have my seams, man. I love myself some seams. I put seams on jeans. That's how bad I love seams. Right? But what did it do for me? It kept me organized when it came to even work. I was on time. I valued what I put out, and it all stemmed from small stuff, little things that I would do, little things my dad would tell me to do, little things my mom would tell me to do. If they just allowed me to be just this happenstance kind of, happy-go-lucky, do nothing, no kind of restrictions, everything is okay, I'd be a mess. And you can look at it right now. You'll see kids like that. So why would it not apply to people in the military, especially if you're telling me to join young? No, they need that structure, and you need to be able to abide by certain things, because when you're in the field and you start questioning because you've been doing it for the small stuff, you can get yourself killed and others in the field.
Yep.
And I think that's more the big thing, is that when you start disobeying small orders and not taking care of the small things, when you get out there, when it's actually life or death, too many things can go wrong. Am I wrong on that?
Yeah. That's what the military is all about. It's about following orders. You don't question them unless they're unlawful, but you do what you're told. Making someone shave isn't an unlawful order at all. But see, what these people like this guy did in this video, he said shaving profile. He automatically assumed he was talking about black people.
Mm-hmm.
And so now people like them think black people were a monolith. So it's all black people, just like we said earlier, all black people. You know, it's not all black people. It's a very small percentage of black people and white people and all types of races that have to get those shaving profiles. But, you know, that's woke. That's that wokeism. It's like AIDS. You can't get rid of it. That's what it is. You know, you ought to treat it like AIDS. You know, special pill.
Let's see what they say here. Okay. It is a condition occurring in up to 60% of African men and other people with curly hair. A 100 effective treatment is to let the beard grow. Once the hair gets to a certain length, they will not grow back into the skin. For most cases, totally avoiding shaving for 3 to 4 weeks. All right, so that's what they were doing before because razor bumps. So tell me what the medications are also prescribed to speed the healing of the skin. Glycolic acid lotion is effective. Oral antibiotics. So, oh wait, so they have a fix?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. Again, if this is you, don't join the military.
And you know what's funny is that there are treatments out there, and a lot of these guys wait till they get the actual bumps to go get looked at. Don't you know you already get razor bumps when you shave? Most people do. Oh yeah, I already know when I shave, I'm gonna get razor bumps. Okay, why don't you treat it before it turns into bumps instead of waiting for it to turn to bumps and then go cry about a shaving profile?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, there's also the small things you can do, like various types of shaving creams and various hair treatments to where you treat your beard properly, beard oils, opening up the follicles in the skin so that when the hair does grow, it grows out straight at first. Because these are treatments, by the way, that I've known people to take. So don't act like there's not a way to do it. Just say that you're too lazy and you think it's too inconsequential to abide by. That's all. And that you're not skilled enough, mentally adapt enough to do what is necessary to be in the military. Just say that. You're not cut out for it. Don't blame it on the fact that you have razor bumps. You do not have the mental fortitude, the emotional fortitude, the spiritual fortitude to be a military member.
Mm-hmm.
I answered the question for you. And if that's the case, that's okay. Just don't join. In the meantime, in the between time, y'all can go flip burgers or, I don't know, become a pookie. I don't know what you feel like doing.
Go be Antifa.
Go ahead and be. Hey, they love beards over there.
Yeah, Antifa gets paid. Go ahead and make some money out there.
That neck beard is a crazy thing for them.
Yeah. You don't have to shower. You smell like mayonnaise or Miracle Whip, whatever one you like most.
Or dog. I mean, I keep thinking Monsters Inc. every time. What's that you're wearing? Wet dog. I'm wearing. Go be Mike Wazowski over at Monsters Inc. You can go scare kids or something. I don't know.
Mike Wazowski.
Always watching. Anyhow, we'll be back on Friday. I believe so. We'll be. No. You guys will be. I'll be driving.
What's Friday?
I have to go pick up my brother on Friday.
It's already Wednesday, huh? Dang.
It is Wednesday, yeah. And Lee can make it Friday, so it might just be both of y'all.
Maybe we'll pick up on Antifa because I like laughing at those people.
Yeah.
We can just do a whole episode a roast session on them getting sprayed in the face, thumped, arrested, dragged out of Portland. Show videos of Portland. Yeah, we do a whole Antifa.
Bet. I'm gonna set it up.
Set it up as Trans-Tifa though.
Oh. Okay, and I'm gonna find the most neck beard looking queer guy I can find and put him in an Antifa shirt.
Yep, Trans-Tifa.
Oh, that'd be nice. That'd be so nice.
Oh, they're gonna get mad at that one.
Okay, I hope so.
I hope so too, because I'm ready.
I'll set it up tonight so I don't forget, or early morning.
I ain't scared of them, man. I faced them in Austin, man. They just a bunch of clowns. They ain't scary at all. Loud.
For you guys, for a straight talk, if I'm on, it'll be early because I have an appointment at 10 my time, and since I go on at 9 my time, I'll probably start at 8:30 if I do it. Haven't found a topic yet, so don't rush me. Y'all know how that goes. We're supposed to go live tonight on both sides. We're contemplating a topic, and of course, when we do tackle the black and white stuff, nobody shows up in the comment. When we tackle the kids, nobody shows up. But we tackle anything salacious, it's room full. Nothing of consequence, which is kind of weird. So we're hoping to change that. But if we do, it'll be around 9:30 tonight Eastern time. Thank y'all for tuning in. And we do thank y'all for all that you've been doing for the channel. Our numbers are moving well. We are now at 2714. We've gone up 70 subscribers in the last 28 days.
Thank you.
That is what we like to see. Once we break that 3K marker, and you usually see a nice big bump after 3K that gets you quicker to 4. And then once we hit 8K, it's a quick bump to 10. Those are usually how it goes. But when people see the size of the channel, they start joining more. So our goal is to try before the end of the year to get to 3K. You guys can help that by sharing on your platforms that you have the most notoriety on. Facebook, on your Instagram, on your TikTok, whatever other platforms you're on, please share them. Inbox them to somebody. But we want to get to that 3K marker here sooner than later, and we can do it with your help. We do appreciate your time. You want any parting thoughts and words, Mister?
And just remember that the Savage Patriots growth is all organic. We don't pay for followers. We don't pay people to support us. Everything is organic, and it comes from the help of our audience.
Viewers
so
like you.
Viewers. We appreciate you.
Isn't that how they say what's that? Financial contributions from viewers like you.
Yeah,
so we thank you all for that. But we'll catch you guys on Friday, or at least Lee and Bro will. And y'all make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Peace.
Whoa.